What's going on, everybody? Welcome to your weekly tarot for the week of September 27th through October the 3rd, 2021. Truly appreciate you for being here with me. We're going to pull some tarot cards and see what this week has to show through these bad boys. I'm going to use the Dancing in the Dark Tarot along with the Black Moon Astrology Oracle and some Astro Dice, and hopefully we can get a nice helpful message through these cards for this. So definitely setting some intention in these cards as I shuffle for the message that will help the most people and be of the most service to anybody who comes across this channel for the next week. Sending you all my love and best as always. Let's see what is going on here. We got the illumination is the Ace of Coins in reverse. Well, I think that we're going to, starting things, of course, with 6 planets retrograde is interesting, but that doesn't mean it can't be done. I think we just got to pay attention to make sure that there is that steady, sturdy physical value in what we're doing. It might be one of those weeks where we got to okay, is this really giving me what I want to see? Is this showing me the gift in life with my physical reality? Why do we get that? What's the moon illumination? It's the Hierophant. All right. Looks like we need to get serious about what we're feeling when it comes to our own beliefs, our own maybe traditions, paying attention to where the higher calling is. Maybe we need to get serious about really what we're feeling, and does it feel like it's going to show up in the physical? If we have a steady belief and we feel like we're grounded in that belief in some way, then I think it's worth holding on to that and keep pursuing, keep trying. But I think it's one of those weeks where just kind of have to slow down and make sure that things are showing up the way you want, that look like they're being presented as a physical gift from the universe, from God, so that we can start these new manifestations. So it's probably not the best week to just start anything, but I would say if you feel like a deep calling from a higher place that matches, very strongly with your internal and intuitive beliefs about the direction you need to go, then we can still go in that direction. I'm going to pull a clarifier for that Sun card, the Wheel of Fortune reverse. Yeah, it's risky just starting something to start it, but at the same time, a little risk in life. Again, if you feel like that calling is coming for it, maybe it needs to be taken to get the gift. So maybe it's not so much about just saying, no, I'm not going to do things this week, but kind of making sure that there's a risk reward to it. Like you've done a little bit of that internal risk reward and making sure that it has like a firm place with how you're feeling that you can be steady in. No matter what the outcome is, that it's for growth and that that it has a purpose, and it's okay if you feel locked into something. But if you're going to take a risk, know that it's a risk, and pay attention to maybe not expecting the outcome to come out any certain way, but just being ready to go through the experience. What's Mars saying for us? Mars got the 9 of Coins reversed this week. So when it comes to our identification and when it comes to our drive here and our desires, we want this contentment with this physical world. We want these things, and it's going to feel a little slow. It's going to feel like maybe we have to keep kind of striving to get the beauty we desire. Maybe there's still some unfinished business. So maybe it's not about just starting the new thing, but really coming back a little bit and figuring out what it is you're doing in this physical world. Does it bring you like the full emotional happiness? Does it have you rooted in your own beliefs? Does it have you trusting that you're kind of unlocking the right doors in life? Or is there a lot of questions about physical life right now? I think that if you can see where your desires are at, whether consciously or subconsciously, and realize that things can get flipped around by being patient. I feel like this card's screaming patience coming in the Mars position here. Like things are showing up, but we got to make sure that we're taking the right risks in life, and that they have like a deep embedded emotional and even subconscious or psychic backing that's like legit within yourself. And if you do, the goodness is going to show up, but it might just feel like this is one of those weeks of like, ooh, I'm not seeing what I want. Is this working out? Then you're going to really have to trust with what you know within yourself. And that'll give you a solid answer, I think. Mercury here got the moon card reversed. So I think our mind kind of has to, just went retrograde. Mercury's in retrograde square Pluto. But it's also trying Jupiter. And I think that, so much of our beliefs or so much of our thinking can really come back to the inner knowing, come back to the inner wisdom that you've come to find within yourself right now. It's likely that changes are trying to take place on an internal level, and you got to be willing to go with the flow. You got to be willing to go with the tides and kind of turn off the mind so that you can see where the gifts really are right now, instead of just trying to force things and trying to, shove a triangle peg into a round hole. Like, your subconscious, your emotions, your intuition mainly is going to navigate you in a better way than just flat out logically trying to have a full grasp. Like the moon card getting the Hierophant here, like, we got to trust in our intuition. We got to trust in our feelings right now. That's where it's going to take us to the higher calling. That's where it's going to take us to the knowing and the information that we're looking for, as we're trying to make physical things happen, but also, there's risk involved with what we're doing this week. So we have to pay attention to the intuition, and then make logical decisions based on what that intuition is showing us. Venus got the Ten of Cups, emotional fulfillment. That's beautiful. I think Venus is in a good spot in Scorpio this week. And it's showing us that, we can dream big and make everything come to complete happiness and complete joy in life with the people in our lives, with relationships. This is where we can kind of bring everything full circle about what we want if we're, again, listening to our emotions, listening to our feelings, and not worrying so much about the physical aspect of what's going on in the world, but really trusting your gut and your pull to what you believe is going to bring you the most grounded sense of self in your personal life. That's where the beauty is with relationships. That's just where the beauty is in general. So I think that this is very positive coming out here with Venus. Whether it's physical abundance or relationship abundance, or just the emotional fulfillment to feel comfortable and secure and in a good place within yourself, it's here this week, as long as we're, listening to the signs, listening to the subtleties as we're integrating into this very powerful new cycle we're in. Jupiter is another abundant card, and it got the Knight of Swords, the fastest card in the deck. It's funny, this card coming out for Jupiter is kind of telling me, like, the abundance is in the quick, fast decisions. Like, if you're moving in a direction, actually, you got to take the risk. And I think that, I'm glad I pulled this card. I don't always pull a clarifier for the sun, but that Wheel of Fortune reverse is like, I think it's really saying with this is like, there's amazing things right here, right now, that you can understand and that you can do by expressing yourself and moving towards something that's going to be great, moving towards the fulfillment and the happiness in life. And there's no reason to not move towards happiness. That would just be some story that we would tell ourselves, or some old tradition, like, oh, you got to worry about this and get all emotionally in this position. No, like, make your inner happiness the thing that you're understanding, that's what's the most important to move towards. And that's going to help relate. That's going to help you understand people better. And I think that's where we're going to see more of the gifts show up that we're looking for. It's going to take action to get the goodness in physical reality. It's almost like there's amazing things that you have to feel into, but if you don't feel into them and then you don't like move in that direction, do you really going to expect them to show up? Saturn got the Page of Wands upright. Yeah, even Saturn's like, yo, go be curious about what's going to bring love into your life, what's going to bring happiness and joy into your life. Go be creative. If we're going to restrict ourselves from the curiosity of love, and just stay in some place of, and just block out love and just stay in some bitter place, that's not gonna give us these things. I think we need to move in a quick direction that's bringing in the abundance, and I think the abundance right now is in the fulfillment of love and happiness and joy, and we got to do things differently to get that. Even the Mars card getting the Nine of Pentacles in reverse, it's saying move towards what's going to bring you the physical abundance that you desire, what's going to give you the fruits of your labor. What's going to help you feel like you have everything you need. And if you don't have that, why aren't you changing that? Why aren't you doing something different? If you don't feel like life's a gift right now, you got to do something different to risk it and keep being curious for what the heart can guide us to. The overall is the Eight of Cups upright. I would say it's time to walk away from something that isn't giving you the fulfillment that you're looking for. Like we can get so attached to things, and even the moon getting the Hierophant. I mean, that's almost like getting too attached to certain emotions that aren't bringing us happiness, but we need to get more attached to the emotions that are bringing us that fulfillment and going with the flow and changing things up. So we got to, follow that intuition, and if we need to walk away from something that isn't showing up so that something better can show up, with the curiosity and the excitement that we're looking for to bring in the abundance, let's go. Walk away from it. What's Pluto saying? Nine of Wands upright. Got to keep moving. I think we could be tired this week, but the transformation is, showing us how far we've gotten, and it's giving us the strength to keep pressing forward. We don't want to feel like we're in quicksand. We don't want to feel stuck. It's a journey here, especially with Pluto deep in Capricorn at these late degrees and where it's coming and getting ready to ingress into Aquarius. Like, it's been a long journey to get us to where we are right now, individually and as a collective, and we got to keep on pushing. Keep on moving in that direction, and, it's going to pay off. But it's a transformative effect of, like, testing our integrity to keep pushing for happiness, for enjoyment, for the change that's going to bring in better physical aspects into our reality. I did already shuffle this deck, but I'll put one more shuffle on it. On this Black Moon deck. Fourth house, roots, emotions, family. This is, I think it's a lot of it is really getting back in touch with our inner world. We're kind of have to dig our roots into what it is. So much emotion came out in this. It's wild. Like we got to reconfigure our inner world and realize that we're good. We're planted. We're here right now, but we still have to make changes. Like changes aren't going to be the end. Like if we're rooted and we're solid and we're here, abundance can grow. This is a really beautiful card. I haven't pulled this card out of this deck in a really long time. It's almost like once we have our inner world rooted and we feel secure emotionally and we can trust that and go with the flow, that's where the Garden of Eden is just going to blossom in front of our faces in this reality. But it's not going to blossom if we're living in fear and we don't, have a solid root chakra to sit on. So we have to find security within ourselves to go through integration, to go through change, to keep pushing forward, to still have an ability to make quick action when God presents quick action that needs to be taken. Let's take it. Let's go see what this garden can bear us. There's beautiful fruits out there for us, but it's really asking us to find security within and not just look outside for it. Jupiter, third house, Sagittarius. Ooh, dang. Dignified Jupe. Yeah, this is about believing in what you can do in the here and now. Believing in your mind, believing in the journey. It's close to home though. It's not looking so far out. Like, yes, it's about getting rooted. Yes, it's about making sure that your mind and your community and what's exciting in your life is the abundant things. It's not about just so much looking out with Jupiter in the third, even in Sag. This is about like exploring everything in your physical life that revolves around what keeps you happy and what changes you can make to bring that into yourself, and manifest that from a place of your own life. So a lot of this is dealing with a big time mind expansion. to see where this journey can go, but we have to look closer inward and be more rooted in ourselves, and really have that, steady emotional base to go through changes and to not be in a state of fear, but to see the positivity that can blossom right in front of our faces, right in our own communities, right in our own homes, if we're willing to expand from within. And be able to express that expansion with people in our lives to get this lovely Venus card, this 10 of Cups upright, this, magical fulfillment that we can have in our lives. So I love you guys very much. I hope that that was helpful or enjoyable or whatever it might have been. I truly appreciate you all so much, and I will see you next time. Peace.